across these plains and prairies, Rocky Mountain highs, fade off into the distance like ghost riders in the sky.
All right. Welcome back to Patriot Specialized. Today is Thursday. I think the last video I did was on Tuesday, before I delivered at the port in Baltimore and picked up at the port. So, little update this week. It's been kind of a mess. Weather has created a whole bunch of problems here, so I didn't film a whole lot this week. I was just dealing with the weather and dealing with customers, and I just didn't have a chance to film a whole lot. So didn't get the chance to film a lot, but figured I'd shoot one now. Let me move forward here real quick in this line. So I got picked up, I got delivered at the port. You saw in my last video, I was gonna be delivering at the port of Baltimore that Tuesday morning. And the port had been closed the day before, which generally makes kind of a big mess. I was right when I was sitting at the truck stop and it was super busy, and I said in that video, you know, I had a feeling that everybody was waiting to go to the port. I think I was right. I got to my pickup, I got to Mid-Atlantic, which was where I delivered to. So I got to my delivery at Mid-Atlantic Terminal. They opened at 8 o'clock, and I got there about 7:30, 7:15-ish by the time I got through security and everything. I was 47th in line, number 47. There was 47 people that got there before me. And man, when I came out of there, like, Mid-Atlantic is super good about getting people through their line. I was number 47, and I was at 8:29. They opened at 8 o'clock, and at 8:29, I was walking out of there with my paperwork. So they do a fantastic job of moving people through, so you don't have to be too scared at Mid-Atlantic when you see a whole bunch of trucks, because they're good at what they do on the paperwork side. And even on the delivery side, because I had a unit that had rubber tracks, they unloaded. I guess there was some issue in the past with people damaging rubber tracks on the so they don't allow us to unload. So they come over and do it. And even that, by the time I was ready for him, I had my chains and stuff put away, he was there to do it. So it was super fast. Like, I checked in. They opened at 8. I was checked in at 8:29, and at 9:04. I was empty with my paperwork and headed over to the other location inside the port for pickup. So that was fantastic. Went really well. That new location I went to, I was hoping to shoot some video to get there, and it just kind of like everything happened and I forgot to get the camera out. So that's my fault. I apologize. Next time I go there, I'll try to shoot a little bit of video so you know where it is. It was a pretty good location. It's called 97A, Building 97A. Pretty good location. Went super fast. They were good guys, good people there, so it was nice and easy. So I got that picked up, and I didn't get any film of it. I didn't even film while I was trucking. I meant to film this morning at delivery because there was a few of us there, and I thought it'd make some pretty good film, but the weather was just such crap, and it was windy and snowing and raining, and it was just, I didn't even care. I was just like, I don't care. I'm just going to get this thing off the trailer and get out of here. So I did shoot a little bit of film last night while I was trucking in there, and we'll talk about that a little bit on maybe later in this video or on the next one. But I did shoot some, and I'll show you that now. You can be able to see what it looked like there. It was an interesting ride, I can tell you that. So enjoy this little shot of the nightmare that I went through yesterday, and I'll be right back.
There's Carolina plates on a trailer load of grapes, fresh off the vine from the sunshine state of California. Headed east on 40, and there's Red Bull and Red Man buzzing up a young man dragging a boat to the southwest coast of Florida. Get your barracuda. There's a semi smoking like a steam machine, running hot up a mountain hauling gasoline, huffing and a puffing. Brothers, that ain't nothing. See, they get gone window barefoot on the gas. She's hauling ass. Ain't nothing says ain't coming back like that. Feels like I'm sitting still, just a spinning my wheels, stuck in a traffic jam behind a red Trans Am. Dude's only doing 80, chasing after my baby. There goes a Lincoln, a beer train, hopper load of sweet grain, Cadillac, Hugos, guitars, pantyhose. God knows she's driving me crazy. I want a 911, a highway patrol. Report a girl out of missing, running out of control. Tell them to turn her around, or lay them spike streets down. See the get gone lane, there's a mad redhead drinking double shot black. Lipstick on the edge of a Starbucks cup. Clothes and shoes in the bed of my truck. Ain't a set of tail lights, she ain't passed. Finger out the window, barefoot on the gas. She's hauling ass. Ain't nothing says ain't coming back like that. Up from behind. If they pull me over on the shoulder, it's over. She'll be way too far down them yellow lines. In the get gone lane. Yeah, in the get gone lane. Drinking double shot black, lipstick on the edge of that Starbucks cup. Clothes and shoes in the bed of my truck. Ain't a set of tail lights, she ain't passed. Finger out the window, barefoot on the gas. She's hauling ass. I mean hauling ass. Ain't nothing says ain't coming back like that. Yeah, in the get gone lane.
So there you go. Now you've seen what I went through last night. And it started out, I didn't get any film. I started out in Columbus. I left the port, or made it over to Columbus, Ohio, shut down there for the night. The load was delivering to Ripon, Wisconsin, Ripon, something like that. Anyways, northern Wisconsin. Mid to northern, I don't know, up by Oshkosh area. So I got up there. I made it to Columbus, and I was headed there. I was permitted across 70 and up 74 to 39, and then straight up 39, which turned out to be a smart choice, given the weather situation that we were in. And I left Columbus Wednesday morning, and it was raining pretty good there, and then it just kept getting worse. Like the storms kept getting harder, the rain kept getting harder, and then it turned into, I got into Wisconsin, not too far into Wisconsin, and it turned into ice. You saw that in the video. Some of the video, trucks were jackknifing, cars were wrecking. Then as you get, the more north you got, it turned from ice to all snow, which surprisingly, I was actually thankful for. I kind of wanted it to not be ice and be snow. I could deal with the snow. That ice was sketchy. So got that, made the choice. I got fuel yesterday afternoon, and I was thinking, man, do I want to run this in there? So I looked at the weather, I called the customer, find out about parking on site, and he said there was, and we could bring it in, and the riggers would be there at 7:30 in the morning. They'd get to us real fast. So I got that done. I talked to him, and then I made the choice then that I thought it would be better. The way the radar looked, which I'll put that screenshot of the radar up there too, is pretty ugly. The way the radar looked and the way the customer was talking, they were expecting more snow overnight than what they had already gotten. So I made the choice that it was probably better. This GPS. Exit. I made the choice that it was better to keep moving. Nobody was on the road. There was very few people on the road, so it actually worked out in my favor to where I could use a lot of the road if I needed to, and so I just crept along, nice easy pace, something I was comfortable with, and just kept moving my way, and got into the customer for delivery last night. Got parked there. I just stayed on site, which I don't normally do. I'm not crazy about that. I like to have some amenities there, but when I stopped, I got fuel, I got some food and whatnot, and some water for coffee, and made the choice to go stay on site. Probably a smart choice, given the situation. Now, it turned out that the roads were a little bit better this morning than they were last night, and I could have waited, and it probably would have worked out. But either way, doesn't matter. We got that delivered. I wish I'd have got some film of that. There was a guy there that, man, I ran into him when I was loading, and he's got this trailer that I really wish I would have got some film of, and I'm going to talk about that on one of my episodes. I'm getting a hold of him. He lives in Pennsylvania, and I'm going to see if we line up somewhere, if I can stop and get some film of his trailer, because it was fantastic, and I think it's something that everybody needs to see. Man, this guy in front of me, his old trailer just slid sideways on the parking lot. That was pretty cool. So I'm hoping that I can get a hold of him and we can work out a time where we can meet up and I can shoot some film in his trailer, because it was fantastic. It's something I think you guys would enjoy seeing, and I definitely part of Specialized and something I'd never seen before. And man, I'm kind of thinking about maybe putting that on the wish list for the next one. But I'm down at I booked a load. I got delivered this morning up in Wisconsin, and I booked a load out of Dubuque, Iowa. I was hoping to get down out of the snow and ice. Didn't work. I'm still in the ice a little bit, but not as bad, not nearly as bad. You can run pretty good. Parking lot's crap, but other than that, you get on the road and you can run pretty hard. So I'm at John Deere in Dubuque, Iowa. Very cool process. They're not going to let me film anything outside here, so I won't be able to film them loading. But I will stop once I get out of here. I'll stop and show you the load and show you what I did for securement. This is a legal load, 3 skid steers, pretty basic, pretty simple. Got to kind of squeeze them onto the trailer. They're supposed to be 33 feet long or 31 foot long. I don't know, maybe it was 30 something, low 30s long. Might be a little bit tricky to squeeze it into the well of the trailer, but I'll stop when I get out of here and show you. But I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to tell you about the check-in process. Man, I wish a lot of companies would go to this. This is a very busy plant. Like John Deere's they're just busy. They ship a lot of stuff. They build a lot of stuff. Very high demand. So this process here, when you check in at the security gate, and they give you your gate pass to be on the property, and then when you get to the holding area, they call it the PSL lot. They give you a website you can go to. You just go to the website, you put in your pickup number, truck number, trailer number, what type of trailer you have, and your phone number, and your name, and you just hit check in. And then they call you as soon as they're ready to load you and tell you where they want you to go. So it's kind of a pretty cool process. Hopefully it doesn't take very long. There's a lot of trucks here right now, and there's only 2 spots for RGNs to go, but I don't see too many RGNs, so hopefully it doesn't take too long to get loaded here. But like I said, they will not let me turn this camera around. I don't, if they don't want me to, I don't need to. That's fine. Like I don't need to break their rules to be on video. Like it doesn't. I can show you the load just as easy when I get out of here, and they're perfectly fine with that. They're perfectly happy with, once you're off the property, you can film as much as you want. Their unit, so they don't care. So right now, I'm currently just sitting here in the PSL lot. Just heard some ice fall off my truck. Sitting here on the PSL lot, waiting on them to call me and let me know when to pull up there and back into the RGN step. So as soon as I get this loaded, I will probably film a little bit while I'm trucking, and then hopefully I'll stop somewhere while it's daylight and shoot a little bit of film, show you the load, show you what I did on it. This is a 3-stop load. Wasn't my first choice of loads, but it was actually the best choice given the situation I was in. So this one's going, it's got a stop in New Jersey and then 2 in Massachusetts. So my boy up in Massachusetts, I'll be headed your way. I think I might actually try to make a contact with another content creator up there and see if we can't line up maybe on Monday evening and talk a little bit. So that'll be good. So anyways, I will as soon as I get loaded and get out of here and I got a good spot to stop, I'll stop and film a little bit and show you guys what this load looks like. I will. All right, so well, I didn't stop yesterday. I told you earlier in the video that I was gonna stop and show you the load once I got out of John Deere. I didn't get out of there till about 4:15, and I wanted to get as far as I could last night, so I didn't stop yesterday and do any filming. So I'm in Ohio now. Stopped at one of the rest areas, and I figured I'd jump out here and show you the load and talk to you a little bit about it. This one got interesting, so here we go. I'll show it to you now. All right, so here's our load right here. 3 John Deere skid steers, 2 325s, and a 317. The way I did securement on these things, got 2 chains on each one on the front, one on the back. The front one, I just went right through the hole on the arm of that thing, sent the chain straight across the other side, connect the other side, came over here, put the binder over here. The back, they have these tie downs right here. So what I did was I just took the chain, went right into this tie down, straight across through the other tie down, down to the trailer, and then put the binder over here. Pretty simple. I did the same thing on each one, all 3 of them. You see that on this one? Same thing here. This is the back of the last one. I did the same thing there. And I ended up, in order to get these things to fit on my trailer, they wouldn't, you can kind of see, it's pretty tight from the back to the front. In order to get them all to fit on the bottom deck, they couldn't have the buckets on them. So I ended up having them just take the buckets off and put them right here on the back deck. And we just set them on the back deck, and I just put 2 straps, put these 2 next to each other, put 2 straps over that. And then this one here, this bucket actually goes to this unit. We were going to leave it attached and just have them set it up here, but if we did that, it couldn't get the door open to get out of there. So we ended up having to take the bucket off, set it there, and then lower the arm down, lower this arm down so that he'd be able to open that door and get out. Otherwise, these arms right here, the hydraulics, would be blocking the door from opening. He wouldn't be able to get out. So that's what we had to do with that one. Kind of crappy, because I ended up having to get 2 more securement devices out. But the way I did that, because of how it's sitting on the trailer, I just did an X strap across over here and did the same thing this way, and that keeps that thing from moving. I really didn't see any other way to do it without risking my strap or damaging the bucket with a chain or something. So now the interesting thing about this is poor John Deere. I think I threw them guys a little curveball here, and I'm gonna set you down and I'll talk about this while I'm showing you the machines here. All right, so you can see all 3 machines, and the interesting part about what we did here, and why this is kind of making me giggle a little bit, is I got 3 stops on. There's one for Columbus, New Jersey, one for Oxford, Massachusetts, and one for Lancaster, Massachusetts. And that is the order they were supposed to go in. Jersey was supposed to deliver first, Oxford second, Lancaster third. And I think when I was there at John Deere, I think those guys that load are just very used to things being normal and just loading it on the trailer and be done. And I think I threw them a little curveball when I asked them to put the buckets up on the back deck. I think I got them a little bit confused, and what ended up happening was they paid more attention to putting the things on the back deck than the order in which they were putting the machines on. So that 317 back there actually goes to the order it was supposed to be was New Jersey, Oxford, Mass, Lancaster, Mass. The back one is Jersey. Now, obviously, if you know my trailer, everything comes off the front of the trailer. So this machine back here should have been up there. They put it on first, and then I thought, okay, when I was verifying the serial numbers at the plant before I left, the guy put them on, and he said, okay, verify your serial numbers, put your paperwork in the mailbox. He kind of took off, disappeared. Like, I don't even know where he was. So when I was verifying the serial numbers, when I realized that they were in the wrong order. So there wasn't really a whole lot I could do about it. I didn't want to wander around and find myself, but you know what, I'm just going to fix it myself. So that one, I thought, okay, when I first realized that one was supposed to be first, then I thought, okay, I'll just run this thing backwards. I'll just, no problem, I'll just start in Massachusetts, work my way down to Jersey. Jersey's probably a better place to end up for finding freight anyway, so I said, no problem. And then I realized that this middle one is the Lancaster, which would have been first. So this whole order on this thing is just all screwed up. Like, there's no, like, this is as bad as you can get when you're putting 3 machines on. It's the worst possible way you could have. They screwed it up as bad as it could possibly be screwed up. So I think what I'm going to do in order to fix that, and I'll pick you up and take you in the truck real quick. I'll take you around and show you the other side. Not a whole lot to it, but I'll show you what the other side looks like here. I'm not super crazy about hooking straps like this, but there's just not a whole lot you can do with it back here. So I got one strap hooked there, strap hooked here. You just got to pay attention. Pay close attention to them straps. If they come loose, you need to be on it real fast. So the other strap I just hooked down here. This one hooked on this side. Not crazy about doing this either, just because there's no way for that strap to, if it did come loose a little bit, that thing could, but there's just no other way to do it. So hook my chains. These chains here, when there's no D-ring, when neither of these are in the right spot, and this really wasn't in the right spot for this, what I do is I come down, I go through the hole on the trailer and then hook it on the next hole. It gives me a nice solid point. Man, there's a lot of ice on that trailer. I'm gonna have to see if I can shovel that off when I get to the yard. So I did the same thing here, hooked the strap or hooked the chain down in there. Same thing on that one. Same thing on this one. And then this one, I just hooked right here on the edge. And I always hook it in front of this little piece right here. And that way it can't slide back. Once it's hooked, it can't, the chain, if it was to want to pull on it, it can't go anywhere because it's got this gripper to fight against. So pretty easy load, pretty good looking load, except for all the crap that's on my trailer. So that's not all that great looking, but truck's looking good. I'm gonna jump back in it and I'll talk about how I'm gonna fix this Massachusetts, New Jersey order problem. Here we go. Okay. All right, so I told you about the order issue I got with these things not being in the correct order. I really wasn't sure how I was going to fix that. but I came up with the best possible solution. I got to swing by the yard. My truck's got a check engine light on, and we don't know why. So I'm gonna swing by the yard real quick on the way to the house, and they're gonna hook it up to the computer and see what's going on with this truck. So doesn't seem to be affecting anything. I'm not 100% sure what's going on, but check engine light's on, and they're getting code alerts about it. So we're gonna stop and see what's going on, see if it's something they can fix real quick. But anyways, about this order, I was thinking maybe if it was going to take them a little bit to work on the truck, I would just unsecure this, detach, unsecure it, move these things around, and put them back on, secure them back down. And then I got to thinking, those buckets have to be unstrapped at the first stop for them to take one bucket off. So it makes more sense for me to run this thing backwards, to start in Massachusetts, and when I get to Lancaster as my first stop, I'll take the Oxford off the front, have them take theirs off of the middle, which is the Lancaster, and then I can unstrap the buckets. They can get their bucket off there, and I'll just go ahead and grab the other bucket with the machine while I got it off, and then I'll put it back on the trailer and secure it back down. Then I don't have to re-secure the buckets at the first stop. They'll be off the trailer, they'll be attached to the machine. So I think that's the best course of action. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run this route backwards, and at the first stop, I'm gonna do a little bit of shifting around, and I think that'll fix this little screw up that we got going on here. So that's it for this load. It's pretty simple, other than the little screw up on the how they're put on a trailer, on the order that they're on there. Other than that, pretty basic load, pretty easy. I'm gonna get back on the road here, try to get to the shop as quick as I can. I'd like to be home pretty early today. Oh, maybe when I get to the shop, I'll shoot a little bit while I'm there. So we'll talk to y'all soon. Thanks for tuning in.